The Bridge of Whispering Winds. English Story Level 3. Every afternoon, Milo walked home from school across an old stone bridge that stretched over a wide river. The bridge wasn't special to most people, but Milo liked the way the wind always seemed to sing when it passed over the water. Sometimes the breezes carried faint sounds, like distant voices or tiny bells. One cloudy day, the wind felt different, warmer, stronger, and filled with soft murmurs. Milo stopped in the middle of the bridge and leaned over the railing. The river below stirred with swirling currents that looked nothing like the calm water he saw every day. It seemed alive, as if trying to communicate. A sudden gust brushed against his ear, and Milo heard a clear whisper, "Follow." He froze, unsure if he had imagined it. But then the wind rushed past him again, repeating the same word, gently but insistently. His heart thumped loudly as he looked down at the water. Before he could react, the stones beneath him began to glow faintly. A path of shimmering blue light appeared along the bridge, leading toward the forest on the opposite side. The wind pressed against his back, nudging him forward like an invisible hand. Milo hesitated, then took a careful step. As he followed the glowing trail, the wind wrapped around him, carrying scents of pine, rain, and something sweet. The forest beyond the bridge felt unfamiliar, even though he had walked past it many times. That day, however, the trees leaned slightly inward as though welcoming him. The glow guided Milo off the path and into the woods. Soon he reached a clearing where the wind swirled in tall spirals of shifting color. At its center stood a young girl with hair that moved like flowing air. She turned toward Milo, her eyes bright and calm. She introduced herself as Era, a guardian of the Whispering Winds. She explained that the winds had chosen Milo for his ability to truly listen to the world around him. Many people heard the wind, but few understood it. Milo had unknowingly answered when the winds called. Era told him that the river had sensed a disturbance. Something deep within its waters had fallen out of harmony, weakening the balance of the region. The wind needed Milo's help, not as a warrior, but as a listener, someone who could hear what others overlooked. The wind swirled again, carrying voices of the river. Milo closed his eyes and focused. Soon he sensed sadness in the currents, as if the river was burdened by something heavy. When he opened his eyes, he told Era he felt the river was lonely, unheard for too long. Era smiled softly, explaining that rivers, like winds, carried memories. Milo walked to the riverbank, knelt, and placed his hand on the water. He spoke gently, promising that he would listen whenever the river called. The currents brightened, swirling with relief. The winds rose once more, lifting Milo slightly off the ground. Era told him that his promise had restored harmony, and that the Whispering Winds would always watch over him. With a final swirl of glowing light, the clearing faded, and Milo found himself back on the bridge. The wind brushed his cheek in a soft farewell. Milo walked home slowly, feeling lighter and more connected to the world than ever before. From that day on, he listened not just with his ears but with his heart, knowing the wind would whisper to him whenever he was needed.